Okay everybody, welcome back. My name is Joshua and this is Dark Earth Customs. And here this is the beast from the east. This is a 2003 Mitsubishi Galant 3-liter V6. This is what we're going to be working on next. Doesn't need very much in the way of engine, but the brakes and tires need to be replaced, whether by me or the new owner. Needs a little bit of exhaust work to be done by me, and I will show you the biggest problem in just a minute. So, although I painted the wheels, those are factory 2003 Inky wheels that came on the Mitsubishi Galants. So, it is a 4-door LS, the luxury sedan, fully loaded with all options, and this was my baby prior to my Charger. And as many of you can see, if you know what that sticker means, that means for the Horde. And if you don't know what that means, search Warcraft. But that's it. That's our next project. It's got to be cleaned up, put back together, and then sold. It's been sitting for 5 years, but I've been running it. As you can see, the brakes are solid rust. The rear brake line also leaks like a sieve, so I have to make new brake lines. The front brakes also are solid rust. And the brake rotors themselves are about as warped as they can be without falling off the car. That came from when I was out in Virginia about 7-ish years ago. I was out at my aunt's place in Virginia, and when I left to come home, I rallied through the Blue Ridge Mountains, heated up the brakes until they warped, and now they are unfixable. This will need new rotors for sure. But anyways, aside from this gorgeous car that I absolutely love to death, of course I love my Charger just as much, but this one's got to go. The problem comes in right down under there. Let me open up the door and show you. As you can see, there's a lot of parts missing here. A lot of parts missing here. So, what happened is the useless, worthless rodents that inhabit my farm decided that this car was going to be a perfect place to build a home for the winter. And of course, because our winters get to about 500 below zero, they decided to make their nest inside the ductwork. And well, you can imagine the fun that ensued from there on. Regardless, although this should have been done already, it hasn't been done. So we got a car missing basically its entire front underdash, which is all right there in the back seat. How about that? So the car has to get into the shop. The seats have to come out. They're not bolted in anyway, they're just sitting there. The seats have to come out, the parts have to come out, the entire car has to be cleaned and then put back together. That's what's happening next, because I need the money, and this is one of the two options aside from that boat. So let's go ahead, shut that door, and shut this door, and let's go ahead and get this in the barn and unloaded. Alrighty, everyone. So we are here at my Mitsubishi Galant, and I kind of skipped ahead. I didn't think about it, and I took the carpet out, and the carpet's already sitting outside waiting to be cleaned. But the car is rough on the inside. It appeared to me that what I had originally suspected was correct. And now before I parked the car, I had started working on it, which is why it's all torn apart. But it also seems to me that while it was parked, the rodents thought they would have a field day with the interior. The biggest problem is now the headliner. So instead of me jumping in and putting everything back together after cleaning it, I'm now taking more apart. So again, the carpet's already out. I'll get on that in a day or two here, and I'll show you how I pressure wash all that. But the headliner has to come out now and be cleaned because my sunroof won't open. So we're going to start there by taking out the headliner. So let's go ahead, get in here, and I'll give you some views of what the inside looks like. Alright, so I've already shown you the car. There's quite a light flare because I have a big spotlight there, as you can see, to shine in the car. It's getting late in the evening, and I just don't have time anymore. And now that it's getting on in the year, I am losing light fast. I have too many projects going on, too many things to take care of, my farm to maintain, and everything else is just too much to do. But we're going to try to get as much done as possible while I still can. Alright. So we're inside the car. Back seat is filthy dirty. I have to use my leather conditioner on all that stuff. Doors. See, the problem is this. As you can see, that is stained. And I don't believe that's water. And that is the sunroof door here. So, to get this headliner out, the center light has to come out. The seat itself actually probably has to come out. The C-pillar cover, the B-pillar cover, the seat belt, all that has to come out. All the trim all the way up to the A-pillar has to come out. And you can see that on that side there. So we got the A-pillar trim follows along the B-pillar trim, and the seat belt and the C-pillar trim. And then we got the sunroof switch, the front interior lights, the visors, and all this has to come out so I can get the headliner out, because the headliner, I have a horrible feeling the headliner is a home to somebody. So let's get you set up, and we'll see what we can start doing. And hopefully the fan that I have just outside here isn't going to be too obnoxious with the sound, because it's actually, I think it is actually hotter than hell here. I'm actually beginning to wonder if hell got moved to where I live, because I can't imagine being hotter anywhere else. But you forge on. Now, I had a screwdriver. I had me a screwdriver. Where did I put it? Oh, where did I put it? Oh, and plus, the light I'm using inside the car is one of my old lights from when I was way younger, working on cars back in the day. So it is actually a halogen bulb that produces, I want to say, half the temperature of the surface of the sun. I think it's right around there. So however hot that is, it's that hot. Instead of a nice LED bulb that gives off no temperature. Alright, so these are adjustable seat belts. The problem is, to get the seat belt off of the B-pillar, this has to come off somehow. Now, in the old days, these just popped off. They were just snap-ons. This is adjustable, so I don't necessarily know. Maybe it pops off and over the it looks like it's actually a split. So let's see what we can do about getting it off. Alright, just like that, I guess. It just snaps into place. Well, wasn't that easy? Now I need to take this. I believe this is probably the same size here as it was down below. So we're just going to take this 17. Yep. And unscrew the seatbelt here. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it or not yet. Most of this side trim comes off in sections. And for example, you can see that this part overlaps this part here. So it's going to be this back section here that comes off first. And I also see a little cap here for the luggage that is now flying around in here. Alright, so there we go. Or I should, well, yeah, people used to hang their shirts from hooks and stuff in the car, if you can actually believe that. Instead of using something called a suitcase, people actually used to hang their clothes in their car. I don't know. Got me. Never did understand that one. And inside there is probably the notorious 10mm. If you went around to every mechanic and asked them what socket is the most important to them and what socket do they lose the most, they would say the 10mm. The 10mm is kind of a weird magic socket, I think. I don't really understand. It's used on almost every bolt in a car is put together with 10mm bolts. And also is the most notoriously lost socket. Maybe because it's used all the time. Who knows? Alright. So now that's out of there. And there's really nothing to hold this in anymore. I already broke some of the plastic trim trying to get this interior apart. Bad design on some of the pieces. Actually, what I broke was the kick panels when you open the door. So hopefully I won't have the same problem here. Certain car makers have certain design flaws, and apparently this is one of Mitsubishi's. Is their interior that sounds like it's about to break apart. Oh, holy crap! Woo! Oh my god, the stench. Oh damn. I guess that is mouse. Yeah. Now if I've learned one thing, guys, I just watched Pole Barn Garage, and on his, not his latest episode, but I think the one before that, he was in a car that had been inhabited by rodents, and he was sick. He got sick for a couple weeks afterwards. So I have a feeling I'm gonna need a mask, because this is probably more dangerous than the other virus. Oh boy, here I am, and I am back, and it is still hotter than Hades in here. Okay, so that's a little bit easier to move around with my hat backwards. Now I'm gangsta. Okay, one face diaper. Now, you may have heard that term before, or you may not have, but it's loosely thrown around at certain people who still wear their face diapers to this day. But it's what it is. It's a face diaper, and unfortunately I have to wear it in this car, and I hope that you can still understand me. I can understand me, but can you understand me? Hopefully. But see, I don't want to die of some vermin rodent disease. So, face diaper it is. I'm smiling under here, by the way. Alright, I hope, but I'm almost willing to bet that back seat's gonna have to come out. However, what is all this crap up here? I've never seen stuff like that before. Well, anyways, whatever. I'm just talking, I don't know if you can see the weird styrofoam things, whatever. Oh, no, it comes out all on its own. And it already stinks to high hell. Now, I know you guys probably don't know, but a lot of my friends and relatives know, I have a seething, an absolutely seething despisal and soul hatred for rodents. And that's because of this kind of crap. There is nothing on planet Earth that I despise more than a rodent. Whether that's mice, rats, squirrels, or chipmunks. I despise them. Because they do this, they destroy your property, and they seem to know which is exactly what to destroy. Yeah, okay, I'm being crabby, I'm being cranky. But, you know what? when I have to spend a whole extra day doing this instead of doing what I need to do in here, or even the fact that they destroyed my HVAC system in the car, which is why the car is apart to begin with, yeah, they cost me a humongous amount of money. Lots and lots and lots of money. This car was in showroom condition when I bought it, and it's not showroom condition anymore. And when I say that, I'm saying that honestly. This was a Southern car, no rust, no nothing, not even a glint of dirt anywhere on it. And then they go and do this crap. Still, take it as what you take it as what you think, I guess, because I know what I know, and I know I hate rodents. I'm a nice guy, I really am. I love animals. I love people most of the time, but I hate rodents. And I know some of this might be hard to see, guys, and I apologize for that. But you know, when you're working on the inside of a car, it's just so tight. Come on. There we go. It is just so tight. And it's one thing, I mean, even just for me to work in here, and but then to bring you guys in here and film it, it's like trying to fit your friends all in the same car while you're working on it, and it just doesn't always seem to work out that well. Alright, so these mirrors are both powered, I believe. Yep. So they have to come unplugged. And now that they're down here, just push that little retainer out and pull down. Visor out. Now we have the A pillar to pull out, and my switch is off. Did you guys happen to hear that or see that? I sure hope I got that on camera. As soon as I pulled this down, it's just raining mouse crap. This is probably going to be one of the most disgusting videos that you will ever see. Well, I take that back. There's a lot of disgusting crap on YouTube. This will just be one of them. Now, I'm just trying to look in here to see if I can figure out how this all comes apart, because these lights here are actually push lights. So I don't know if these lenses come out or if there's screws behind them. I don't think I see anything. So I'm wondering how to get this out. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. Just rainy mouse crap. Yep. Now, I hope that you guys, by the time that this video is over, understands my disposal. Some may, some may not. But if I could find a way to get rid of all the rodents on Earth, I would. Let's just put it that way. Alright, so we're going to move you guys over to the other side. Okay, we are going to repeat said procedure over here. Now, I will probably just fast forward you guys through this so you don't have to watch it again. Okay everyone, so it looks like I got most of this down here in the front. I got this light and I got 4 little clips right there in the back. So I'm gonna take and pull this light out because I believe this light pops in just like the other one did. If I can find out where it pops in from. Alright, so this one actually has screws in it. And this lens, I didn't feel this little dimple here, but this lens has a little dimple that to pop that out. So fortunately I didn't break that. And just drop these 2 screws. And just a dirty old bulb. Okay. So that's out of the way. And that just leaves all these weird things here and those clips in the back. So let's go ahead and pop these clips out, because I think those weird things in the sides will hold this up until it's ready to come down. And hopefully that's true, because if it's not, I'm gonna have mouse crap raining down on my face, and that just isn't healthy. And this is what's called a trim tool. They come in different shapes, sizes, and variations, but this will get back here behind these clips. It just takes, you know, it's got a little bit of a U shape. Just goes right up there and pops it out. And it's funny because these are usually only like a couple bucks online, but it's one of the tools that most people don't actually own. Oh, well, heck and darn, I actually forgot. I actually forgot to pull down the A-pillar trim on the driver's side. So let me grab that. Everything else is loose, and we'll get this headliner down, and hopefully I don't get rained with mouse crap. Alright, so you should be able to see me now. And here is the A-pillar on this side I forgot to pull down. Ah, more dust. Ugh, man. And then we got one final thing here. Let's just pull this out now. This is going to be the trim for the sunroof. And now just go back up where it belongs. All right, now here is the bad part, and I think I'm gonna get you guys out, otherwise you're gonna get whacked in the face with the headliner. So let's get you out of the car. Okay everyone, so here we are, and these are what I'm talking about. These weird cardboard tube things. They look like they're doing a pretty good job of holding this headliner up. So I think it's time to try to get the headliner down and past these, because yeah, these are pressed in with retaining clips too. I just want to check something real quick. Oh, just like that. Well, I don't know. We'll see here how this. I might just pull down one side or an area here if it gets in the way. That way maybe the getting this down won't be such a headache. You can see the dust that's just falling down all over me. Pretty soon it'll be rained on by mouse crap. Okay. Well, here goes nothing. Oh God. Oh God, guys. Yep. Now the question about how to get this out of here is a whole nother story. But as I feared, my sunroof is packed full of nest. How about that, guys? Look at that mess. Oh. Well, I suppose it could be worse, but it sure could be a lot better. So, since it's about that time, and I don't feel like getting myself filthy, disgusting dirtiness, I am going to stop it right here. Well, I'm going to stop it right here for the night, and we will pick this up again tomorrow. For me, it'll be a day. For you, it'll be a couple seconds. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Okay, everybody, welcome back. It is the next evening, and we are going to get back on this nightmare of a car. I never expected this to be this bad. But, you know, those little vermin, they just get into absolutely everything. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we're fighting. Alright, here we are. The headliner is down, and the smell is horrendous. Everything you see there that is not light tan is stained. Bedding, super dark staining, which means they were there a long time. And the icing on the cake, that is the reason my sunroof cover is not opening. So tonight we are going to get that sucked out with the vacuum. And get it out of the car so it can be cleaned and treated. There are a couple things that I am going to use to treat that. The first being vinegar. As I am an organic farmer on my wonderful farm here, I am very well aware of different types of organic treatments that work extremely well against things like this. That being said, not everything will always be a success, in which case I do have some tougher non-organic cleaners which I rarely use and don't like using. So let's get to it. Let's get this cleaned, get this out of here, and start with the treatments. I'm going to go ahead and get you on the stand so I can get the vacuum out, and we're going to vacuum this whole thing off and then get it out of the car. And I have my face diaper back on because I don't want to get some sick rodent disease. Alright, so this is now clean. Well, it is clean of disgusting mouse poop. So let's get this out of the car, then I gotta get that out of the ceiling. Gotta figure out how to get this out of the car. Well, I might have to get it out past you guys. Well, let's see if I can sneak this past you guys. How does this, I mean, they got it in here. Maybe it comes out the passenger front door. A lot of room there. There we go. Now you can see, let's get out where you can see better. Alright, you can see that wonderful spot right there in the center of the screen on the headliner. That's actually where they chewed the backside through. Right there. But they didn't make it through the material, thank goodness. Now, this is a disgusting headliner. That is for dang sure. But there are a few ways to take care of that, and I am going to employ them all. First, as I stated, greasy. First, as I stated, my farm here is an organic farm, so I'm well versed in ways to get rid of stuff that's bad and get rid of it without chemicals. And if that don't work, then obviously the last choice is chemicals. First, however, there is going to be two different stages to this. The first one, which many of you probably won't believe, is just sunlight. When you dry something out in the sun, you start degrading the molecular structure of that item, such as mouse poop and pee, which is kind of damp and disgusting now. When it sits out in the sun and dries in the sun, it will lose its toxicity. The second which you may equally not believe, is plain vinegar. Vinegar is used in many different foods. It's probably used in your salad dressing, and it is also highly acidic. As such, vinegar is a great multi-purpose cleaner. Not only will it clean your windshield, vinegar is probably the best glass cleaner there is. But vinegar, being an acid, is also a strong organic chemical. It will take whatever might be left over on that headliner that the sun didn't kill, and it will kill the rest. Vinegar kills mold. It's again, it's very highly acidic, and it usually destroys whatever it touches in its base form. And for example, I had water damage to one of my buildings, and it had started to get some surface mold on it. Well, all I did was take a spray bottle with vinegar and just soak that whole area down, and within a day the mold was already dead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and set that headliner out in the sun for a day or two. When I am sufficiently satisfied that the sun has done its job, I will then spray it down with vinegar for a couple days. Just not so it's soaking, pouring, dripping wet, but a nice wet coat of vinegar to start to soak into that cardboard and kill whatever is left that the sun didn't kill. Now, is it possible there might be something there afterwards? Sure, that's heavily degraded, but I will be able to make that judgment call after the vinegar. If I don't think that the vinegar got everything, I will go to step 3, which is something called dechem. You might have seen it on some of the other car channels. They use it for cleaning mold and mildew and stuff off of cars, which it does work very good. But it's also highly, highly hazardous to people and animals. Basically, anything that lives is potentially problematic to this chemical. Yet they sell it on the shelves. Of course, they sell lots of things on the shelves at stores that people shouldn't have because of how hazardous it is. But that's the last step, if needed. So now that the headliner is out, it's time to get that nasty mess of hell out from inside. Go ahead and grab that down and suck it up with the vacuum, because I don't feel like doing anything else with it. Then all it is a matter of vacuuming out the car, making sure it's clean, and probably going over the inside also with some vinegar, just a light vinegar spray. I also have Febreze. Now, I don't like Febreze either. Febreze is very nasty stuff. It might be considered air freshener and a killer of bad smells, but it in itself is not a good product. But we have to start somewhere. So we're going to start here. We're going to start inside. I will let the headliner bake outside, and then when all the parts are ready to go back together, we'll go ahead and start stringing this all back together. Of course, with the whole interior out right now, that is the best time for me to take all the parts that I took out of the HVAC system and put them back in, because there's no seats, no carpet, no nothing. I can just sit there and put the parts back in with no impediment that most people usually have when they take their dash apart. And speaking of taking dashes apart, oh wow, guess what has to come out? The truck dash and the car dash for my Ram and my Charger. They both have to come out because they both have HVAC issues too, but not because of mice. Well, the truck is, but the truck isn't packed. It's just that the vacuum lines that control the feed doors got chewed. That mouse problem has been solved, maybe, but I don't have HVAC controls. The car, however, as I had spoken to you guys about last year, does have HVAC control issues, and they're getting worse. And that is because of control modules under the dash telling the doors what to do and what not to do. The hiccup about that, however, is those modules, once I put them in, the car has to go to a repair shop because the modules have to be programmed. And if you have a newer car, such as that is, and you have the HVAC control modules that need to be replaced, they're also probably going to have to be programmed because they need to know where they are in the system. Computers, they're great. But anyways, enough of my rambling. You're probably tired of hearing me talk, so let's get down to business and get the disgusting out. Alright everybody, the power of the face diaper continues. Well, that was interesting. Now, I don't know if you guys saw. Maybe I'll try to slow it down for you. But if I can slow it down for you and you really want to see, and I can go back a bit, I felt something kind of firm, let's say, in the middle of that ball of mess of crap. And well, there was a tail. So guess what that was? That was a dead, dried up, mummified mouse. So that mouse was finally fortunate, bless their heart, to find their way back to hell. I'm not, am I bitter? Am I bitter? I just can't seem to figure that out. Maybe you guys can help. Am I the loving Joshua that cares about everything? Am I bitter against mice? You damn right I am. I hate them. And they're the only, rodents are the only animal I don't like. I used to like them. I had a rat when I was a kid, a beautiful white albino rat. But they have done this to my vehicles, and I have lost my love. Gone like the wind. So now it is on to cleaning this mess out. I don't think I need my face diaper anymore because I'm just vacuuming stuff around here. Of course, it's still mouse crap around, so maybe I will put my face diaper back on. And we need to get this car vacuumed. That way we can start to work on it. And I would really like to get this out, but I'm not sure how. I don't know if there's a way to get this out, because the problem, why don't I grab you guys? Come here. Oh yeah. Oh, you're heavy. That is the problem right there. Horrible staining. Now, of course, that stain I don't think can come out, but I sure would like to try, because it looks horrible. But we'll see, I guess, if I can get that out or not. But the priority itself is actually just getting the car vacuumed. And put back together, so I can try to sell it. No, I'm not happy about that. Not in the least. I don't know if the lighting is going to be very good in here for you. It's definitely not the best in here for me. I guess we will see just how things go here. And maybe we can just get this done and get this figured out. Alright. Time for the vacuum. Oh, wait. I need my diaper on. Face diaper to the rescue. Okay, everybody. Well, that was sufficiently disgusting. But that is going to be it for this episode. So remember to like and subscribe. Maybe post a comment. Remember, all that stuff helps me by telling YouTube that you like watching what I make. And by doing that, you are helping to expand my insanity out into the wild where all the rest of you are. So have a good night, everybody, and I will see you guys later.